Hello dear listeners, welcome to another Life History channel. I hope you're ready to sleep. Let your shoulders drop and relax now. Tonight we travel back in time to the year 1850 to the city of London before we start the video today. Reading your comments motivates me, friends. Please subscribe and like the video. If you have ideas, write them below. Now let us start our story. Close your eyes and clear your mind. Now take a deep and slow breath. Let go of all your daily stress. Imagine a grey morning light. It filters through heavy curtains. The room is freezing cold. You're in a bed. The mattress is not soft. It is stuffed with straw. The straw is old now. It lumps underneath your back. It makes a crunching sound. There is no central heating. The air in the room, it hangs like a ghost. You can see your breath. It forms a white mist. Every exhale is a cloud. Pull the heavy quilt up. It is made of wool. It feels scratchy on skin. You do not want to move. The floor is bare wood. It waits for your feet. But the day has begun. The sun is hidden away. Only grey fog exists outside. Push the warm covers away. Swing your legs over edge. Feet touch the icy floor. A shiver runs through you. It shakes your entire spine. Wrap your arms around yourself. Walk to the wash basin. It sits on a stand. A ceramic pitcher is there. Look into the water pitcher. A thin layer of ice. It covers the water surface. You must break the ice. Crack it with your hand. The sound is very sharp. Splash water on your face. It shocks your warm skin. It wakes you up instantly. There is no hot shower. Only this basin of ice. Cleanliness is next to godliness. That is what they say. You feel only the cold. Reaching for a rough towel. Dry your face very vigorously. The towel is stiff linen. It scrapes your pale cheeks. Now look at the mirror. The glass is slightly cloudy. Your reflection looks very tired. Dark circles under your eyes. The room is still dim. Shadows cling to the corners. Now begins the dressing ritual. This is not a task. It is an architectural project. You are the building site. The clothes are the structure. It takes a long time. First put on the stockings. They are thick white wool. Pull them up the leg. Fasten them with tight garters. The elastic digs into skin. It leaves a red mark. Next comes the linen chemise. It is a simple shift. It goes down to knees. This is your only comfort. It protects your soft skin. From the armour coming next. Now pick up the corset. It is a stiff cage, made of fabric and bone. Whalebone stiffeners line the sides. Wrap it around your torso. Hook the front metal clasps. Reach behind for the laces. Pull the laces very tight. Pull until you cannot breathe. Your ribs are now compressed. Your organs shift inside you. Your waist becomes very small. Take a shallow breath in. You cannot breathe deeply now. Your lungs have no room. You stand very straight now. You have no other choice. Slouching is physically impossible here. Now step into the drawers. They are split in middle. For using the chamber pot, tie them at the waist. Add a layer of flannel. If the weather is cold, it is always cold here. Dampness is in the walls. It lives in your bones. Now look at the cage. The crinoline hangs on wall. It looks like a trap. It is a steel skeleton. Circles of flexible metal hoops. connected by fabric tapes. Step into the center circle. Tie it around your waist. It bounces when you move. It creates a wide shape. You are now 4 feet wide. You take up the room. Cover the steel with petticoats. 1 petticoat is not enough. You need at least 2. The layers add more weight. Your hips carry the burden. You feel heavy and slow. Finally choose your day dress. It is a dark colour. Dark colours hide the soot. London is covered in soot. It falls from the sky. It stains everything it touches. The dress is heavy wool. Slip it over your head. Smooth it over the cage. Button up the tight bodice. Start from the bottom button. Work your way to neck. The buttons are very tiny. Your fingers feel clumsy today. The collar is high up. It touches your chin softly. It has a lace edge. It scratches your neck skin. Inspect yourself in the mirror. You look like a bell, a floating bell of wool. Now attend to your hair. Sit at the dressing table. Pick up the silver brush. The bristles are boar's hair. Brush your long hair out. Count the strokes 1 by 1. 100 strokes per day. That is the beauty rule. Your arm begins to ache. Twist the hair into bun. It must be very neat. No loose strands are allowed. Use heavy metal hairpins. Push them into your scalp. Secure the heavy bun tight. Your head feels heavy now. The weight pulls you back. Check your profile in mirror. You look like a lady. You look calm and collected. Inside you're screaming. You're screaming for comfort, for a pair of sweatpants. They do not exist yet. Stand up from the stool. Your skirt knocks the table. The crinoline is very wide. Walk carefully to the door. Open it with one hand, gather your skirt with other. The hallway is dark wood. Gas lamps are not lit. It is morning grey light. Walk down the grand staircase. Hold the wooden banister tight. Your shoes are slippery leather. The house is waking up. You hear distant sounds below. Iron pans clanking together. The maid is scrubbing floors. You hear the scrub brush. Scrape, scrape against the stone. Head towards the dining room. The air smells of coal. Burning coal is the scent. It is the smell of London. It smells sharp and metallic. It stings your nose slightly. Enter the dining room now. The fireplace is roaring loud. This is the warmest spot. Stand with your back there. Let the heat warm you. Warm your frozen silk back. The table is set perfectly. White cloth is crisp linen. Silver cutlery shines in light. Your husband is already there. He sits at the head. He is reading the Times. The newspaper hides his face. He does not look up. He grunts a morning greeting. Sit down at your place. The chair is hard wood. Your corset makes it harder. You must sit very upright. Do not touch the chair back. That is for lazy people. Pour yourself some hot tea. The pot is silver plate. The steam rises up curling. The tea is dark black. Add a splash of milk. Add a lump of sugar. Stir it with silver spoon. Clink, clink against the china. The sound is very loud. Sip the hot liquid slowly. It burns your tongue slightly. It feels good inside you. Look at the breakfast food. Cold toast in a rack. It is dry and hard. A boiled egg in cup. Tap the shell with spoon. Crack the top of egg. Peel away the white shell. The yolk is slightly runny. Eat it with small bites. Chewing is a polite activity. Do not chew with energy. Do not make any noise. The room is silent again. Only the turning of pages. the rustle of newspaper paper. Stare at the floral wallpaper. The pattern is very busy. Red roses on green vines. The green is arsenic green. It is a popular colour. It slowly poisons the air. You do not know this. You just think it's pretty, in a deadly sort of way. Finish your meagre breakfast meal. You are still quite hungry. Ladies should have small appetites. That is the societal rule. Hunger is not ladylike. Suppress the rumble in stomach. Your husband stands up now. He folds the paper noisy. He checks his pocket watch. It is a gold watch. He snaps the lid shut. He kisses your forehead lightly. He leaves for the city. He goes to make money. You stay in the house. The front door slams shut. The vibration shakes the floor. You are now the captain of this house. It is your only domain. It is your golden cage. Rise from the breakfast table, brush crumbs from your skirt. Ring the small brass bell. The maid enters the room. She bobs a quick curtsy. She looks very tired too. Her hands are red raw from scrubbing in cold water. You feel a little guilt. You have your duty. You must inspect the house. You are the domestic manager. Walk into the front hallway. Run a finger on table. Check for the black dust. Inspect the heavy velvet curtains. Shake them a little bit. Dust motes dance in air. They float in the light like tiny little stars. They are simply dirt. Go to the kitchen stairs. Descend into the basement. The air gets warmer here. The kitchen is the engine. It is full of steam. It smells of boiling onions. The cook is chopping vegetables. Chop chop goes the knife. She is a stern woman. Review the menu for dinner. It must be very impressive. Roast beef is the plan. Discuss the price of beef. Discuss the quality of potatoes. Check the pantry shelves now. Count the jars of jam. Count the tins of tea. Everything must be accounted for. Servants might steal the tea. Tea is very expensive liquid. You keep the key safe. The key hangs on waist. It jingles when you walk. The sound of your power. Go back up the stairs. The kitchen smell clings on. It clings to your clothes. You must not smell like onions. Ladies smell like lavender water. Or maybe like pressed roses. Go to the morning room. This is your office space. It has a small desk. Sit down at the desk. Open the heavy household ledger. It is a leather book. Dip your pen in ink. The ink is dark blue. Start the mathematics of life. Add up the butcher bill. Add up the candle bill. Add up the coal bill. The numbers are very high. Coal is getting more expensive. You frown at the page. Your husband hates big bills. You must find some savings. Maybe burn fewer candles tonight. Maybe eat less expensive meat. Calculations make your head hurt. Mathematics is considered a strain on female brain. That is the scientific belief. It is obviously complete nonsense. You feel the pressure. Ink stains your middle finger. Rub it with a cloth. The stain does not go. It marks you as working. Close the ledger book now. Look out the tall window. The fog is lifting slightly. Rain begins to streak glass. The raindrops race each other. Down the cold glass pane. You bet on the winner. The left drop wins race. You sigh into the silence. The clock on the mantel. It ticks very loudly. Tick-tock, tick-tock. Time is thick like syrup. It moves so very slowly. You have hours ahead. Hours of doing very little. Walk to the bookshelf now. Run your hand on spines. Leather-bound books in rows. Most are for your husband. Politics and history and law. Dry subjects for serious men. Find a novel for ladies. Maybe a romance story. Or a book of poems. Take it to the sofa. The sofa is horsehair fabric. It is slippery and hard. Sit carefully with your hoop. Arrange the skirt around you. It covers the entire sofa. Open the book to read. The words swim on page. Read a poem about spring, about flowers and blue skies. Outside is grey and rain. The poem feels like lie. Put the book down gently. Your eyes feel heavy now. The room is too quiet. Pick up your embroidery basket. This is your main job. Stabbing cloth with a needle. Take a piece of linen. Place it in a hoop. Tighten the screw on side. Select a skein of thread. Silk thread in bright blue. Thread the tiny needle eye. It takes 3 tries. Your eyes are straining slightly. Push the needle through cloth. Pull the thread all through. Make a tiny satin stitch. Repeat this 1,000 times. Stitch a bluebird today. A bird that can fly. Fly away from this house. You are stitching it. Fixing it to the cloth. Trapping the bird forever here. Just like you are trapped. In this room of velvet. In this dress of wool. Prick your finger by accident. A drop of red blood. It beads on your fingertip. Put your finger in mouth. Taste the metallic iron taste. It is the only flavour. The only flavour of excitement. In this long morning hours. Wipe the finger on rag. Look at the clock again. Only 20 minutes have passed. It feels like 3 hours. You hear a carriage pass. The wheels rumble on stones. The horse's hooves clip-clop. Is it a visitor coming? You hold your breath waiting. The carriage passes the house. It fades into the distance. No one is coming yet. Disappointment settles in your chest. Pick up the needle again. Stitch another blue feather. Stitch another green leaf. Your neck begins to ache. The corset prevents your slouch. Your muscles are working hard, just to hold you upright. You're a statue working, a statue that breathes shallow. You dream of lying down, of taking off the cage, of running in a field. Fields are full of mud. Ladies do not run. Ladies glide across the floor, smooth and silent and slow, like a swan on lake. Swans have ugly feet, paddling hard under water. That is your life exactly. Calm surface and hard work, hidden underneath the heavy skirts. The clock chimes the hour. It is a deep dong. It vibrates in the room. 11 o'clock in morning. Still a long time left, till the luncheon is served. Your stomach grumbles again. Ignore the body's needs. Focus on the blue bird. Focus on the silk thread. Focus on the grey rain. Put the embroidery away now. Your eyes need a break. Go back to the desk. It is time for correspondence. Letter writing is an art. It is your social media. Take a sheet of paper. It is thick cream vellum. It feels smooth like skin. The edges are gold leaf. Pick up the quill pen, or maybe a steel nib. Dip it in the inkwell. Tap off the excess ink. Who shall you write to? Perhaps your distant cousin. She lives in the country. She has fresh air there. Start with the date. November the 10th, 1850. My dearest cousin Mary. The handwriting must be elegant. Loops and swirls and curves. It must look effortless. Tell her about London. Do not tell the truth. Do not say it smells. Say it is very bustling. Say you're very happy. Say you're very busy. Tell her about the fashion. Describe your new silk bonnet. It has blue silk ribbons. It costs 3 guineas. Ask about her garden. Ask about her children. Keep the tone very light. Do not burden her. Sadness is not polite. Melancholy is for poets. You are not a poet. You are a wife. Sign your name at bottom with a large flourish. Now fold the paper up. Melt the red sealing wax. Hold the stick over candle. Watch the wax turn liquid. It drips onto the paper. It looks like fresh blood. Press your seal into it. The wax hardens very fast. The letter is now sealed. It contains your empty words. Place it in the tray. The maid will post it. The clock hands move slowly. It is finally 12 o'clock. The luncheon bell rings softly. It breaks the heavy silence. Put away your writing tools. Stand up from the chair. Smooth down your wide skirt. Walk towards the dining room. The room feels very empty. Your husband is far away. You eat this meal alone. It is a silent ritual. The maid brings the tray. She sets it down gently. The china clinks on wood. She leaves you alone again. Look at your light lunch. It is cold sliced meat, left over from the dinner roast. It looks grey and dry. Take a slice of bread. It is crusty and hard. Spread a little butter on. Take a small polite bite. Chew the food very slowly. Stare at the empty chair. The chair opposite is empty. Dust motes dance above it. Drink a glass of water. The water is room temperature. It tastes slightly of iron. London water is not clean. Wipe your mouth with napkin. The napkin is stiff linen. Fold it into a square. Place it on the table. The meal is now finished. It took only 15 minutes. You have many hours left. The afternoon is a desert. You must change your dress. Morning dress is too simple. Afternoon visitors might arrive soon. You need a fancy dress. Climb the stairs to bedroom. The corset restricts your breathing. Your legs feel heavy now. Enter the cold bedroom again. Ring the bell for assistance. You cannot change by yourself. The buttons are on back. You cannot reach them at all. The maid enters the room. She unbuttons the morning wool. Step out of the pile. Stand in your underwear layers. The room air is chilly. Goosebumps rise on your arms. Select the afternoon silk dress. It is a purple colour. Purple is a fashionable colour. It is made with dye. New chemical dyes are popular. It smells slightly like vinegar. Step into the silk puddle. Pull it up your waist. The fabric rustles like leaves. It shines in the window light. The maid tightens the back. She pulls the laces harder. You must look very thin. Hold your breath for her. Fasten the hook and eye. The dress fits like skin. It is a second skin, a skin made of silk. Sit at the dressing table. Redo your hairstyle now. Afternoon hair is more complex. Add a decorative silk flower. Pin it securely to head. Check the mirror one time. You look perfect and fake. You're ready for display. Go down to the drawing room. This is the reception room. It is full of furniture. Too much furniture is stylish. Sit on the velvet settee. Arrange your skirt around you. It must look like a fan. A perfect circle of purple. Pick up a different book. This one is for show. Place it on your lap. Wait for the doorbell ring. Listen to the wind outside. It howls around the house. Rain lashes against the glass. The street is turning to mud. Suddenly a bell rings out. It is the front door. Your heart jumps a little. A visitor breaks the boredom. Straighten your back even more, put a smile on face, a polite and frozen smile. Prepare the social mask now. The maid opens the door. She announces the guest name. It is Mrs. Blackwood. She's your neighbour here. Stand up to greet her. Your skirts brush together. Bow your head slightly down. Do not offer a hand. She sits on the armchair. She's wearing green silk. Her bonnet has fake cherries. They look plastic and bright. The conversation begins right now. It is a scripted dance. Do not say anything real. Talk only about the weather. The rain is very heavy. The fog is very thick. The summer was too hot. The winter is too cold. She nods her head politely. The cherries bob up down. She looks round the room. She judges your velvet curtains. She checks for any dust. You hope there is none. Dust implies a lazy wife. You are not a lazy wife. The maid brings the tea. The silver tray is heavy. The teapot smokes with heat. The steam rises in curls. Pour the tea into cups. Do not spill a drop. Spilling is a social crime. Hand the cup to her. She takes it with gloves. White kid leather gloves. They are very impractical gloves. She sips with pinky out. Eat a piece of dry cake. It tastes like stale bread. Crumbs fall on your lap. Brush them away very discreetly. The clock ticks on the mantel. It is a marble clock. It looks like a small tomb. 15 minutes is the rule. You must talk for 15 minutes. No more and no less. It is a social law. Silence is awkward and heavy. She asks about your husband. You say he is very busy. He is always very busy. That is the correct answer. Finally, she stands to leave. You feel a wave of relief. The air feels lighter now. Say goodbye with a fake smile. The door closes with a thud. You're alone once again. Check the silver card tray. Count the cards like money. 3 people visited today. You are socially successful. You exist in the society. Now you are exhausted. Walk to the fainting couch. It is a velvet chaise lounge. It is designed for resting. Your corset is crushing you. Lie down for a moment. The whalebone digs into ribs. You feel a little dizzy. Reach for your smelling salts. The bottle is small crystal. Unstop the glass cork. Inhale the sharp ammonia fumes. It burns your nose inside. Your brain wakes up fast. The dizziness goes away slowly. This is called the vapors. It is just lack of oxygen. Close your eyes for rest. Listen to the house sounds. The fire pops and cracks. The wind howls outside. You cannot sleep right now. Sleeping is for the night. You must be productive. Idleness is a terrible sin. Stand up from the couch. Adjust your skirts once more. Walk to the grand piano. It sits in the corner. It is made of rosewood. The keys are ivory white. Music is a lady's duty. You must practice every day. Sit on the piano bench. It has a velvet cushion. Open the heavy lid up. Place your hands on keys. The ivory feels very cold. Play a simple scale first. Do re mi fa so. The sound fills the room. It echoes against the high ceiling. Play a piece by Chopin. It is a sad nocturne. It matches the grey rain. Your fingers move automatically. You learned this as a child, drilled into you for hours, just to entertain a husband. He rarely listens to you. He prefers the quiet club. But you play for walls. You play for the furniture. The melody is melancholic. It floats in the stale air. The room is getting darker. The sun is setting early. London fog blocks the light. Stop playing the sad song. Close the piano lid gently. Silence rushes back in. Rub your tired wrists now. The corset restricts your arms. Reaching the high notes hurts. Beauty is always a pain. Look out the window again. The street lamp is lit. The lamplighter is down there. He carries a long pole. He lights the gas street lamps. One by one they glow, yellow orbs in the mist. It looks very ghostly outside. Turn away from the window. It is time for duty. It is time for children. You must visit the nursery. They live upstairs separately. You do not raise them. That is for the staff. You're a distant figure. Climb the stairs very slowly. Your skirt is very heavy. Hold the banister tight. The nursery is on top. This keeps the noise away. Children must be seen, not heard. That is the Victorian motto. Noise is for the poor. Reach the top landing now. The air is different here. It smells like warm milk. It smells like soap powder. Open the white nursery door. The room is simple here. There are wooden toys around. A rocking horse stands there. The nanny is in charge. She looks at you respectfully. She stands up very straight. The children stop their playing. They look at you shyly. You're like a queen. You're a visiting dignitary. You're not a mother. Not in the modern sense. Pat them on the head. Ask if they were good. They nod their heads yes. They are dressed like adults. Small suits and small dresses. They look like miniature people. They do not run wild. They must be quiet always. Sit on a low chair. Watch them play with blocks. They build a small tower. The tower falls down crash. They look at you fearful. Smile at them very gently. It is okay to play. Stay for 20 minutes. That is the allotted time. You do not know them. They do not know you. The nanny signals the time. It is time to leave. Kiss them on the forehead. Their skin is soft, warm. Say good night to them now. You will not see them. Not until tomorrow morning. Leave the nursery room quietly. Close the door behind you. You feel a strange sadness. A hole in your chest. Push the feeling down deep. Feelings are not for now. Walk back down the stairs. The house is much darker. The twilight has arrived. This is the blue hour. The world turns dark blue. The maid lights the lamps. Gas lamps hiss and pop. A yellow glow appears. The shadows grow very long. The gas smells distinct. It is a chemical smell. It gives you a headache. It kills the house plants. But it gives bright light. You can see the dust. You can see your reflection. You look tired and pale. It is time to change. You must change your dress. Day dress is not enough. Dinner dress is required. Go back to your bedroom. The room is chilly now. The fire has burned down. Ring the bell for help. The maid comes to help. Unbutton the 30 buttons. Peel off the heavy wool. Step out of the pile. You feel lighter for seconds. Take a deep breath in. Expand your crushed ribs. Enjoy the air for a moment. Now comes the evening dress. It cuts lower on chest. It shows your pale shoulders. It is made of silk. This silk is cold on skin. It rustles like dry leaves. Step into the wide skirt. Pull it up to waist. Tighten the corset again. Make it tighter for evening. You must look very thin. You must look like glass. The maid fixes your hair. Add a decorative feather, or maybe a silk flower. Check the mirror again. You look like a painting. You do not look real. You're a decoration. You are part of house. Put on your evening gloves. They go up to elbows. They are tight and white. Your hands are now hidden. Go down to the parlor. Your husband will be home. He's coming from the city. He brings the outside world. Wait by the fireplace. Warm your silk-covered back. Stare at the glowing coals. The coals turn red hot. You hear the front door, heavy boots on the floor. A deep voice speaks out. The master has returned home. Stand up very straight. Fix your smile on face. Prepare to be pleasant. Prepare to be a listener. He enters the room. He smells like tobacco. He smells like the city. He looks very tired. He does not ask you. He does not ask much. Pour him a drink. Sherry in a crystal glass. The glass clinks quietly. Hand it to him gently. He sits in his chair. It is the best chair. You sit opposite him. Wait for him to speak. If he wants to speak. Usually he wants silence. Dinner will be served soon. The smell of roast meat. It drifts from the kitchen. Your stomach grumbles quietly. Press your hand to stomach. Do not let it make noise. Ladies are never hungry. Ladies are made of air. The gong rings for dinner. It is a deep brass sound. It vibrates in your chest. Walk to the dining room. Take his arm formally. Walk in together slowly. The table is set perfectly. Silver shines under gaslight. Sit at the long table. You are far apart. Candles flicker between you. Shadows dance on the walls. The soup is served first. It is a clear broth. Lift the spoon carefully. Do not slurp the soup. Eat with no sound. Chew with your mouth closed. This is a performance. Every meal is a test. The fish course comes next. It is covered in sauce. Pick the bones out. Do not choke on bones. The room is very hot. The fire and the gas. The corset and the food. You feel very sleepy. Your eyes feel heavy. The voice of your husband. It sounds very far away. He talks about politics. You do not understand politics. You are not allowed to. Just nod your head. Say yes and indeed. The meat course arrives. It is a large roast. He carves it with knife. The knife scrapes the plate. The sound is very sharp. Scrape, slice, and serve. Eat the heavy meat. It sits in your stomach. It is hard to digest. Your body is too tight. Drink some red wine. It makes you more sleepy. The meal takes an hour of chewing, an hour of sitting straight, an hour of polite nodding. Finally it is over. The dessert is finished. You must leave the room. Men want to smoke now. They want port and cigars. They want to talk freely. You are dismissed away. Go back to the drawing room. Leave the men alone. Walk down the hall. The floor feels unsteady. You are so very tired. Enter the empty room. Sit by the fire again. Alone with the clock. Tick-tock goes the clock. Wait for him to finish. Wait for the day to end. The boredom is a blanket. It covers you completely. Your eyes are closing. The fire is mesmerizing. Orange flames lick the wood. The wood turns to ash, just like your day, turning to ash and memory. The drawing room is staunt. Only the clock is loud. You wait for your husband. He is still drinking port. He is smoking his cigars. You smell the smoke here. It drifts under the door. It is a masculine smell. Pick up your needlepoint again. You cannot just sit idle. Even at night you work. Your hands must be busy. Stitch by the firelight. The gas lamps hiss above. Shadows jump on the walls. They look like dancing ghosts. Your eyes hurt from strain. The light is not good, but you stitch a leaf, another green silk leaf. Finally the door opens. He enters the room again. He looks a bit flushed. The wine has warmed him. He sits in his chair. He opens a book now. He does not speak to you. He reads in total silence. You continue to stitch. The needle goes in out. This is your evening together. It is companionable silence, or just shared boredom. The clock strikes 10. It is a loud chime. It signals the bedtime. Fold your needlework away. Stand up very stiffly. Your back is aching bad. Say good night to him. He nods without looking up. Take a candle holder, light the candle wick, walk out to the hall, climb the stairs alone. The house is dark now, the shadows are very deep. Your shadow climbs the wall. It looks like a monster in a skirt. Reach the bedroom door, open it to the cold. The fire has died down, only embers glow red. The room is freezing again. Ring the bell for maid. She looks very exhausted. She has worked all day, since 5 in the morning. She helps you undress. This is the best part. Unhook the silk dress. Let it fall to floor. Step out of the heavy silk. Remove the petticoats. Remove the steel cage. The crinoline collapses down. Now the corset laces. She loosens the knot. The pressure begins to fade. Take a deep breath in. Your ribs expand out. Feels like heaven. Remove the stiff corset. Rub your red skin. There are deep marks there, the ridges of the bone. Your skin is indented. It itches and it burns. Put on your nightgown. It is white cotton. It is loose and soft. It covers you fully. Sit at the dressing table. Remove the metal pins. Let your hair fall down. It falls on your shoulders. Brush it out slowly. Count the strokes again. 100 strokes required. The maid helps you brush. She braids your hair, a long thick braid. It keeps hair tidy. Wash your face with water. The water is ice cold. It cleans away the dust. It cleans away the soot. Look in the mirror. The mask is gone now. You look like yourself, just a tired woman. In a cold, dark house, dismiss the tired maid. She leaves the room quietly. You are finally alone. Truly alone in the dark. Blow out the gas lamp. Only the candle remains. The flame flickers in draught. Walk to the high bed. Climb up the steps. The mattress is high up. Get under the heavy quilts. They weigh 5 pounds. The sheets are freezing cold. Shiver for a minute. Curl your legs up tight. Wait for your body heat to warm the cold bed. Stare at the ceiling. The plaster has cracks, like a map of rivers. Trace them with your eyes. Think about your day. Did you do enough? Did you manage the house? Did you please the society? It all feels so empty. A cycle of endless tasks, of changing clothes and meals. You hear the door open. Your husband comes in. He blows out his candle. He gets into his side and he smells of stale smoke. He turns his back to you. He falls asleep instantly. He snores very loudly. You lie in the dark, listening to the snores, listening to the wind. The rain hits the window. Tap, tap, tap it goes, like a finger on glass, trying to get inside. But you are safe here, safe and bored and tired. Close your eyes slowly. Let the darkness take you. Drift away from London. Drift away from the soot. Drift away from the corset. Dream of a warm island. Dream of a different life. Sleep comes very slowly. It is a black fog. It covers your mind. Good night, Victorian lady. Rest for the next day, for the cycle begins again. Tomorrow is the same, exactly the same as today. The sun has not risen. It is still dark night, but a bell is ringing. It rings in your dream. Wake up with a start. The room is pitch black. The air is freezing cold. Your nose feels like ice. It is morning again. Another grey London day. You do not want to move. The bed is still warm. But the house is waking. You hear the servants, far below in the kitchen, raking out the old ashes. The grate scrapes loudly. The sound travels up pipes. It is the alarm clock of the 19th century. Lie there for a moment, staring at the canopy, the heavy velvet drapes. They surround your bed. They keep the drafts out. They keep the dust out. Prepare your mind now for the cold floor. Push the blankets down, the cold air hits you, it is a physical slap. Ye slide out of the bed, feet touch the wood floor. Run to the washstand, the water is frozen solid. Harder than yesterday. Break the ice again, smash it with the pitcher, the cycle has restarted. Wash your face quickly, shiver in the grey light. There is no sun today, just a lighter shade of grey. Through the frosted glass. Ring for the maid. She comes with hot water, a small jug of it. It steams in the cold. This is a luxury, hot water for washing. Mix it in the bowl. Wash your upper body. Use the lavender soap. Scrub the skin pink. Dry off with rough towel. Now the armour awaits. The corset is on chair. It looks like a torture device. It waits for your body. Stand still while she laces. Pull, tug and tighten. Gasps for air again. The day has officially started. Your ribs are locked in. Put on the heavy layers. Wool and linen and steel. The cage goes back on. You're a prisoner again. But a well-dressed prisoner. Choose a brown dress today. Brown like the mud outside, practical and very dull. Pin your hair up tight, not a strand out of place. Control is the key. Control your hair, control life. Go down to breakfast, the same cold toast, the same dark tea, the same husband. He reads the paper, he grunts at the news, the war in Crimea, the price of the grain. You sip your tea, you plan your day. Today is laundry day, not for you, of course, for the servants below, but you must supervise. It is a massive event, steam and soap and heat. The house will smell of soap. Wet wool smell is bad. It smells like wet dog. Finish your breakfast. He leaves for work, the door slams shut. You're alone again. Head to the basement. The laundry room is hell. It is hot and wet. Women are scrubbing hard in giant wooden tubs. The water is boiling. Their hands are red raw. Soap suds fly in air. The steam ruins your hair. It makes it frizzy. Get back from the steam. Count the linen sheets. Make sure none are lost. Check the shirts for stains. Inspect the cuffs closely. They must be snowy white. A gentleman needs white cuffs. If they are grey, you fail. You fail as a wife. Scold the washerwoman. Tell her to scrub harder. She looks at you angry, but she says, "Yes, ma'am." You feel bad again. But dirt is the enemy. Leave the steamy room. Go back to the quiet. The silence upstairs. It feels heavy today. Sit in the morning room, write a menu plan, mutton for dinner today, boiled mutton with capers. It is a boring meal, but very traditional. English food is plain, spices are suspicious. Write the order down, give it to the cook. She grumbles a bit. She hates boiling mutton. Smells up the kitchen. Smells like wet sheep. Go back to your desk. You have bills to pay. Open the ledger book. The numbers dance around. Your head starts to ache. Rub your temples slowly. The smell of laundry soap. It has reached this room. It mixes with the coal. It is a suffocating smell. Stand up and pace. Walk back and forth. Your skirt sweeps the floor. Swish, swish goes the fabric. You are like a pendulum, marking time in the room. You need fresh air. but it is raining hard. You cannot go out. You are trapped inside. Look at the bird cage. You have a canary bird. He is yellow and small. He hops on his perch. He sings a little song. He is trapped too. You're both the same, just different cages. Yours is made of silk. His is made of brass. Put your finger near bars. He pecks at your finger. He is not friendly today. He is bored of you. Withdraw your hand. Sigh into the room. The clock ticks on. 11 o'clock now. Only 1 hour passed. Since breakfast ended. How is time so slow? It stretches like taffy. Sticky and long and slow. Pick up a book, put it down again. Pick up the needle, put it down again. Nothing satisfies you. This is the ennui, the Victorian sickness, the boredom of the soul. You have no purpose except to be there, to be a statue, to be a symbol of your husband's wealth. That you do not work is the ultimate status. If you worked, you were poor, so you sit and rot in your expensive silk, watching the rain fall on the grey London streets, waiting for the lunch, waiting for the night, waiting for your life to slowly pass by. Tick-tock goes the clock, tick-tock goes the day, tick-tock goes the heart. The rain continues to fall heavily outside now. You watch the water droplets race down glass. The street below is a river of mud. A carriage splashes through the dirty brown water. Turn away from the grey window with a sigh. The room feels too quiet and very large. You must find something to occupy your hands. Idleness is considered the devil's playground for ladies. Walk towards the large polished mahogany dining table. It shines under the light of the chandelier. Inspect the surface for any specks of dust. The maid has polished it with beeswax today. It smells sweet and sticky like a beehive. Run your finger along the smooth dark wood. It is perfect and cold to the touch. Your reflection stares back from the dark surface. You look like a ghost in the wood. A ghost trapped inside a very expensive house. The silence rings loudly in your tired ears. Sometimes the silence is louder than the noise. Wander over to the glass display cabinet slowly. It is filled with delicate porcelain china figurines, shepherdesses with tiny sheep made of painted clay. They smile eternally behind the locked glass door. They look happier than you feel right now. Their painted smiles mock your own serious face. You wonder what it is like to smile, without worrying about wrinkles or social propriety rules. The clock on the wall chimes the quarter. Time is moving slightly faster than before today. The afternoon light is beginning to fade away. London twilight comes very early in the winter. You ring the bell for the tea service. It's the most important ritual of day. Tea separates the afternoon from the long evening, gives you a reason to sit down. The maid enters carrying the large silver tray. The teapot is covered with a knitted warmer. Steam rises from the spout in white curls. The smell of bergamot fills the drawing room. She places the tray on the low table. The china cups rattle softly against the saucers. You nod your head to dismiss the maid. She leaves you alone with your hot tea. Pour the dark liquid into the delicate cup. Watch the steam rise up to your face. The warmth feels good on your cold skin. Add a large splash of heavy white milk. Watch the milk swirl into the dark tea. It creates little clouds in the china cup. Stir it gently with the small silver spoon. The metal chinking sound is very soothing now. Take a small sip of the hot tea. It burns your tongue in a pleasant way. The caffeine gives you a small energy boost. You will need energy for the evening ahead. Pick up a biscuit from the silver plate. It is a dry shortbread with the sugar on top. Bite into the crumbly texture of the biscuit. It tastes of butter and very sweet sugar. Brush the crumbs from your silk-covered lap. Crumbs attract mice and we cannot have that. The house must be perfect at all times. Perfection is your job and your heavy burden. Your head begins to throb with a dull pain. The lack of fresh air causes this headache. The coal smoke is trapped inside the room. It creates a heavy atmosphere in the house. Reach for the small crystal bottle of salts. Uncork the bottle and inhale the sharp scent. Ammonia burns your nose and wakes your brain. It brings tears to your tired eyes instantly. Sit down on the stiff horsehair parlour chair. Your corset feels tighter than it was before. Digestion is difficult when your waist is crushed. You feel the steel bones pressing your ribs. Adjust your position to find some small comfort. There is no comfort to be found here. Fashion is pain and you are suffering beautifully. Check the clock on the mantel once again. You decide to read the newspaper from morning. Your husband left it folded on the table. The newsprint ink rubs off on your fingers. It tells stories of the expanding British Empire. Read about wars in faraway hot places. Read about the new steam engines and trains. The world is changing very fast outside here. Inside this house, time stands completely still. You feel like a relic of the past, preserved in layers of silk and whalebone corset. Put the newspaper down on the table gently. Politics is not a subject for delicate ladies. That is what the medical books say today. Your brain is too small for big thoughts. You know this is a lie deep down, but you must pretend to believe it daily. Walk to the window to watch the lamplighter. He is walking down the dark, foggy street. He carries a long pole with a flame. He touches the gas lamps one by one. They burst into a yellow flickering light circle. The fog glows orange around the glass lamps. It looks like a scene from a painting, beautiful and melancholy and very dark and lonely. Turn away from the dark street outside now. The maid enters to close the heavy curtains. She pulls the velvet fabric across the glass. The brass rings rattle loudly on the rod. The world outside is now shut away completely. You are sealed inside your velvet-lined box. She lights the gas lamps on the wall. The flame pops and hisses into bright existence. A yellow, sickly glow fills the large room. The gas eats up the oxygen in here. You feel sleepy in the warm yellow light. Your eyes feel heavy and want to close, but you cannot sleep before the bedtime hour. Sleeping during the day is for the sick. You're not sick, you are just bored. Terminal boredom is the disease of your class. Stand up and stretch your arms very carefully. The seams of your dress are very tight. You cannot lift your arms above your head. Movement is restricted by the heavy fashion layers. Walk to the mirror above the fireplace mantel. Check your reflection in the gold-framed glass. Your face looks pale in the gaslight. Pinch your cheeks to make them look red. Rouge is for actresses and fallen women only. You must use natural methods for beauty. Bite your lips to make them look pink. You must look healthy for your husband's return. The front door opens with a heavy thud. A gust of cold wind enters the hallway. Your husband has returned from his city office. He brings the smell of London inside with him. Stand by the fireplace to warm your back. Arrange your skirts to look full and graceful. He walks into the room looking very exhausted. His face is grey from the city smoke. He nods at you without saying a word. This is the standard greeting of the evening. He walks to the sideboard to pour alcohol. The crystal decanter clinks against the glass tumbler. He pours a large amount of amber liquid. It is strong whiskey to numb his mind. He drinks it down in one large gulp. He sighs deeply and sits in his chair. You sit opposite him in your usual chair. Pick up your embroidery hoop from the table. You must look busy while he rests there. A woman's hands should never be idle nearby. Push the needle through the tight white fabric. The sound of the needle is very quiet. Pop, pop goes the needle through the cloth. It is the only sound in the room. He stares into the fire with blank eyes. He is thinking about money and business deals. You are thinking about the blue silk thread. You are miles apart in the same room. The dinner gong rings deep in the house. It vibrates through the floorboards to your feet. Stand up and wait for him to rise. Take his arm to walk to the dining room. The dining room is lit by many candles. The table is set with silver and crystal. It looks like a stage for a play. You are the actors in this silent drama. The soup is served by the silent maid. It is a thick brown soup made of beef. Lift your spoon carefully away from your body. Do not make a slurping sound while eating. The only sound is the spoon touching china. Clink, clink in the heavy silence of dinner. The room is too hot from the fire. Sweat gathers under your heavy layers of wool. You feel faint, but you must keep eating. Leaving food is an insult to the cook. The fish course arrives on a large platter. It stares at you with a dead eye. Eat the fish carefully, avoiding the sharp bones. Choking on a fish bone is not dignified. Your husband pours himself another glass of wine. His face becomes redder with every single glass. He finally speaks to complain about the cold. He complains about the government and the taxes. You nod your head and agree with him. You have no opinion on taxes or government. The meat course is heavy roasted mutton leg. It sits on the table like a boulder. He carves the meat with a sharp knife. The knife scrapes loudly against the porcelain platter. This sound sets your teeth on edge instantly. It is a sharp and violent screeching noise. Accept the slice of grey meat on a plate. Force yourself to eat the heavy, greasy food. The meal lasts for over an hour tonight. It is an endurance test for your corset. Your stomach has no room for this food. You dream of taking off the tight dress. Finally, the dessert course is cleared away now. You stand up to leave him to smoke. Men need time alone with their tobacco pipes. Women must retire to the drawing room alone. Leave him with his port wine and smoke. Walk slowly back to the other room. The hallway feels cooler than the dining room. Enjoy the cool air on your flushed face. Enter the drawing room alone once again. The fire has burned down to glowing embers. It casts deep orange shadows on the walls. Sit down on the velvet chaise lounge chair. The fabric feels soft against your bare arms. Rest your head back against the cushion. You feel the heavy meal sitting in stomach. The corset prevents your body from digesting properly. You feel a slight wave of nausea rise. Take deep, shallow breaths to calm yourself down. Breathing is a difficult task in the evening. Your lungs are compressed into a small space. Pick up your needlepoint frame from the table. You cannot be seen doing absolutely nothing here. Even when alone, you must appear very busy. Push the needle through the stiff white canvas. The gas lamps above hiss with a noise. They give off a faint smell of chemicals. This smell gives you a throbbing headache often. Rub your temples with your free hand gently. The pain is a dull throb behind eyes. You wish for the clean air of country, but you are trapped in the smoky city. London fog presses against the dark window glass. It looks like a black wall outside now. You're floating in a box of light. The clock on the mantel ticks very loudly. Tick-tock, tick-tock goes the marble clock. It measures the wasted minutes of your life. You have stitched 3 green leaves on canvas. You wonder if anyone will ever notice them. Probably no one will ever look at this. It is just a way to kill time. The door handle turns with a brass click. Your husband enters the room smelling of smoke. The smell of cigars clings to his jacket. He does not look at you sitting there. He walks to his armchair by the fire. He picks up a leather-bound book to read. You continue to stitch in the heavy silence. The only sound is the turning of pages and the popping of the gas lamp flame. This is your quality time together as couple, sitting in the same room ignoring each other. He is lost in a world of words. You are lost in a world of boredom. Stare at the back of the book cover. It is red leather with gold lettering. You wish you could read what he reads, but serious books are not for female minds. You must stick to poetry and simple novels. Your eyes begin to sting from the strain. The light is not bright enough for sewing, but you cannot stop until the clock strikes. 10 o'clock is the designated time for bed. You watch the minute hand move very slowly. It creeps towards the number 12 on dial. Your back aches from sitting up so straight. The steel bones of the corset dig in. They leave red welts on your soft skin. Finally, the clock begins to chime the hour. The sound vibrates through the quiet, heavy room. 1 bong, 2 bongs, 3 bongs, 4 bongs. Your husband closes his book with a snap. He stands up and stretches his arms out. He looks at you for the first time. He nods his head to signal the end. The day is finally over at long last. Put your needlework away in the basket. Stand up and smooth down your silk skirt. Your legs feel stiff from sitting so long. Follow him out into the cold hallway. The hallway is much colder than the parlour. Drafts blow under the heavy wooden front door. Take a candle holder from the side table. Light the candle from the gas lamp flame. The small flame flickers in the cold draught. Shield the light with your hand carefully. Climb the stairs 1 step at a time. Your shadow climbs the wall beside you. It looks like a giant distorted monster. The house creaks and groans in the night. Old wood settles as the temperature drops down. Reach the landing of the 2nd floor. Your husband goes into his dressing room. You go into your separate bedroom alone. The fire in your room is almost dead. Only a few coals glow red in grate. The room is freezing cold like an icebox. Ring the bell for your tired maid. She appears silently from the shadows nearby. She looks exhausted with dark circles under eyes. She begins the nightly ritual of undressing. Turn around so she can reach the buttons. Unbutton the bodice of the purple silk dress. The fabric loosens around your chest and neck. Step out of the heavy silk pool. The air hits your skin like ice water. Shiver uncontrollably in the freezing bedroom air. Untie the strings of the heavy petticoats. They fall to the floor with a thud. Step out of the layers of fabric. Untie the crinoline cage from your waist. The steel hoops collapse onto the floor. You are now half the size you were. Now comes the best moment of the day. She loosens the laces of the corset. You hear the strings hiss through the eyelets. The pressure on your ribs releases instantly. Take a giant deep breath of air. Your lungs expand to their full size. Rub the red marks on your torso. The corset leaves deep ridges in skin. It itches where the bone pressed hard. Put on your white cotton nightgown quickly. It is cold and stiff from the air. Button it up to your chin tight. Sit down at the dressing table, Vanity. The maid removes the pins from hair. Your heavy hair falls down your back. It feels like a weight released from head. She begins to brush it very rhythmically. 100 strokes is the nightly rule. The bristles scratch against your scalp softly. It is a soothing and repetitive sensation. Close your eyes and enjoy the feeling. This is the only touch you receive. The touch of a brush on hair. The maid braids your hair for sleep. She ties the end with a ribbon. Wash your face in the cold water. The water in the basin is icy. It shocks your skin into feeling numbness. Pat your face dry with the towel. Dismiss the maid to her own bed. She curtsies and leaves the room quietly. You're alone in the flickering candlelight. Blow out the candle by the bed. Darkness swallows the room in one gulp. The only light is the dying fire. It casts scary shadows on the ceiling. Climb up the steps to the bed. The mattress is high off the floor. Slide under the heavy wool blankets. The sheets are freezing cold against legs. Curl your body into a tight ball. Try to preserve your own body heat. Shiver and shake in the cold darkness. Wait for the bed to warm up. It takes a long time to warm. Stare up at the dark velvet canopy. It looks like a black cloud above. You hear the door open very quietly. Your husband enters the room for sleep. He climbs into his side of bed. He does not say a word to you. He turns his back to you immediately. He pulls the covers up to his shoulder. You lie there staring at his back. Within minutes he begins to snore loudly. The sound fills the quiet, dark room. It is a rhythmic and grating noise. You cannot sleep with this loud noise. Turn over to face the other way. Stare at the glowing embers in fireplace. Your mind begins to race with thoughts. Thoughts about the menus for next week. Thoughts about the laundry and the servants. Thoughts about the emptiness of your life. Is this all there is for you? Just changing clothes and eating silent meals? You are the angel in the house. That is what the poets call you. You're supposed to be content here. But you feel like a trapped bird. A bird with clipped wings in cage. The boredom is a physical weight on you. It presses down on your chest heavy. Heavier than the corset ever could be. You try to count sheep to sleep. 1 sheep jumps over the wooden fence. 2 sheep jump over the wooden fence. 3 sheep jump over the wooden fence. The sheep look like your dinner guests. They have blank faces and wool coats. They jump and jump in endless circle. Listen to the wind howl outside window. It rattles the glass in the frames. The rain taps against the pane persistently. Tap, 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 tap. Goes the cold rain. Is trying to get inside here. London is crying in the dark night. Close your eyes and try to drift. Drift away from the soot and smoke. Drift away from the rules and manners. Imagine a tropical island with warm sun, where you wear no corset or shoes, where you can run on the sand. The image fades away into the fog. Sleep finally begins to pull you down. It is a black and heavy sleep. It offers no dreams, just blank darkness. You sink into the mattress and disappear. The night passes in a blink. Suddenly the morning bell is ringing loudly. It pulls you back from the void. You wake up with a sudden start. The room is still dark and cold. The sun has not risen yet today, but the cycle must begin all over. Same cold water in the jug. Same corset waiting on the chair. Same silence at the breakfast table. You sigh into the cold morning air. Your breath makes a cloud of mist. Welcome to another day of nothing. Get out of the warm bed slowly. Your feet touch the freezing wood floor. The day has begun for you again. The morning light reveals dust on surfaces. Tuesday is designated as the cleaning day. You must supervise the maids very closely. They carry heavy buckets of soapy water. The water sloshes onto the wooden floor. The smell of lye soap fills air. You unlock the large linen closet door. It smells of dried lavender and cedar. Rows of white sheets sit on shelves. You must count every single sheet today. Theft is common among the house staff. You are the guardian of the cloth. Pick up a stack of pillowcases now. The fabric feels cool and smooth there. Check the embroidered monogram on the corner. It must be perfectly white and crisp. Find a small tear in the linen. Click your tongue in annoyance at this. Set it aside for the mending pile. Mending is another task for your evening. Nothing is ever thrown away in this house. Move to the dining room for inspection. The silver polishing is happening in there. The table is covered in old newspapers. Forks and spoons lie in messy rows. The silver polish is a pink paste. It smells chemically sharp and very chalky. Watch the maid rub the tarnished silver. She uses a soft rag for rubbing. Black tarnish comes off on the rag. The silver begins to shine like a mirror. Inspect a spoon for any missed spots. Hold it up to the window light. You see your own eye in reflection. It looks distorted in the spoon curve. Nod your head to approve the work. This task takes hours to complete fully. There are dozens of forks and knives. They must all match perfectly for dinner. Your back begins to ache from standing. You are not allowed to sit down. Supervision requires a standing and alert posture. Walk to the kitchen to check supplies. The cook is plucking a dead pheasant. Feathers fly in the warm kitchen air. The bird looks small and very limp. It will be roasted for tonight's dinner. The smell of raw meat is strong. Cover your nose with a lace handkerchief. It is scented with rosewater perfume. It blocks the smell of the kitchen. Check the inventory of the wine cellar. The cellar is dark and damp underground. Rows of dusty bottles sleep on racks. Count the bottles of claret and port. Your husband drinks them very quickly indeed. Write the numbers in your small notebook. The pencil makes a scratchy sound there. It is dark enough to need a candle. The flame casts long shadows on bricks. You feel like a prisoner in dungeon, but you are just counting the wine. Climb back up the steep wooden stairs. The air upstairs feels lighter and cleaner. You've completed the morning household tasks. You are the manager of a factory. The factory is your home and life. The product is comfort for your husband. You are the invisible engine of comfort. The afternoon brings a change of pace. The carriage is ordered for 2 o'clock. You will go to the shops today. Change into your walking dress for outside. It is made of durable heavy wool. The hem is shorter to avoid mud. Put on your bonnet with the ribbons. Tie the bow tightly under your chin. Put on your leather gloves for protection. Walk out the front door to street. The carriage waits by the curbstone. The horses stomp their hooves on stones. Their breath steams in the cold air. The coachman helps you climb the step. The carriage rocks as you sit down. The interior smells of old leather seats. It smells of horse and stale tobacco. Tuck a heavy rug over your knees. The carriage lurches forward with a jerk. The wheels rumble loudly on cobblestone streets. You bounce around on the hard seat. Look out the small window at London. The streets are crowded with people today. Men in top hats rush past quickly. Women in shawls sell flowers on corners. Mud splashes up against the carriage window. It leaves brown streaks on the glass. You arrive at the grand department store. It is a new palace of commerce. The windows are full of bright displays. Step down from the high carriage step. The pavement is slippery with wet leaves. Enter the large, heavy, revolving glass doors. The air inside is warm and perfumed. It smells of expensive soap and spices. Gas chandeliers light up the high ceiling. Counters stretch out for miles, it seems. Gloves and ribbons and lace and silk. It is a paradise for bored women. Walk to the fabric counter for silk. You need blue silk for a dress. The shop assistant bows low to you. He unrolls a bolt of blue fabric. It ripples like water on the counter. Touch the material with your gloved hand. It is soft and smooth and expensive. Nod your head to make the purchase. He measures it with a wooden yardstick. The scissors cut through silk with sound. Swish snap goes the sharp metal blade. He wraps the package in brown paper. Tie it with a piece of string. The transaction gives you a small thrill. Buying things is a form of power. Move to the glove counter next now, and you can never have too many gloves. Dirty gloves are a sign of poverty. Try on a pair of kid leather. They must fit extremely tight on hands. The assistant uses a tool to stretch. It pushes the leather over your fingers. Your hands look tiny and very elegant. You decide to buy 3 new pairs. The shopping trip is exhausting but fun. It is the only time you choose. You choose what you want to own. Walk back to the waiting carriage outside. The coachman loads your packages on top. You feel accomplished for a brief moment. You've spent your husband's money well. You've gathered supplies for the nest. Now you must return to the cage. The journey home is slow and dark. The fog has returned to the city. It swirls yellow around the gas lamps. You lean your head against the cushion. The vibration of wheels makes you sleepy. Close your eyes for a few minutes. You dream of running in a field. The carriage stops with a sudden jolt. You are back at your front door. The house looms dark against the sky. Looks like a fortress of brick. The maid opens the door for you. She takes your coat and your bonnet. She takes the packages from your hands. You are stripped of your outside armour. Walk into the drawing room to rest. Your feet hurt from the leather boots. Boots are fashionable but very pinching tight. Sit on the sofa and lift feet. There is a letter on the tray. It arrived while you were out shopping. Pick up the envelope with shaking hand. It is black bordered on the edge. That means news of a death inside. Victorian life is full of sudden death. Open the seal with your thumbnail. Read the script on the paper slowly. Your old aunt has passed away recently. You do not feel very sad, actually. She was a mean and cold woman, but now you must enter mourning. Mourning is a complex set of rules. You must wear black for 6 months. No parties and no music allowed here. Your life will become even more boring. Sigh deeply at the prospect of black. Black crepe scratches the skin very much. It smells of chemicals and old dye. You must dye your dresses black now. Ring the bell to tell the news. The household must also mourn with you. The curtains will be drawn tight shut. Mirrors will be covered with black cloth. The house will become a dark tomb. You are the queen of this tomb. Order a cup of strong tea now. You need strength for the morning rituals. Get out your black stationery for letters. You must write to all the relatives. Dozens of letters about the sad news. Dip your pen in the black ink. Write the same sentence over and over. She died peacefully in her sleep yesterday. It is a lie, but polite lie. The afternoon turns into evening very slowly. The house is quieter than it was. Even the servants walk softly on tiptoes. Death is a guest in the house. He sits in the corner watching you. You ignore him and drink your tea. Your husband comes home late tonight. You tell him the news of death. He nods and checks the stock market. He does not care about your aunt. He cares about the cost of funeral. Funerals are expensive parades in this city. You will have to plan the funeral, another task for your busy list. Ordering the flowers and the hearse. Ordering the heavy oak coffin box. Life is just managing death and dinner. Stare into the fire and see nothing. The flames consume the coal to ash, just like time consumes your days here. You're tired of being so strong. The next morning you visit the mourning warehouse. It is a shop dedicated entirely to death. The windows are draped in heavy black crepe. You enter the shop with a sombre face. The air inside smells of dye and dust. Everything on the shelves is black or grey. The shop assistant wears a black frock coat. He speaks in a very low whisper voice. He treats you like you are made of glass. You need bombazine fabric for a new dress. It is a dull black material without shine. It is the uniform of the grieving widow. Touch the rough fabric with your gloved hand. It feels scratchy and stiff to the touch. It will be uncomfortable to wear all day. You also need jet beads for your neck. Shiny black stones carved from fossilized wood coal. They are the only jewellery allowed for mourning. Select a heavy necklace of black jet beads. They click together with a dull tapping sound. You buy black edge stationery for your letters. You buy black ribbons for your bonnet hat. Even your handkerchief must have a black border. Grief is a very expensive fashion statement here. Leave the shop with your dark, gloomy packages. The sun seems too bright for your mood. London looks busy and alive around you. You feel separated from the living world now. You are marked by the colour of death. Return home to the darkened, silent house. The servants have covered the mirrors with cloth. Reflections are considered vain in times of death. The house looks like a cave inside now. Sit at your desk to write the invites. Funeral invitations are large and stiff cards. They have weeping willows printed on them. Write the names of relatives on the envelopes. Uncle Albert must sit far away from George. They fought over a horse 10 years ago. Family politics are harder than international wars. You are the diplomat of the front parlour. Arrange the seating chart for the funeral tea. Ordering the food is the next big task. Funeral cake is a dense fruit cake block. It is wrapped in paper with black wax. It tastes of molasses and heavy sad spices. Order 5 dozen small cakes from the baker. People get very hungry after burying the dead. Review the list of flowers for the coffin. White lilies are the standard choice for death. They have a very strong and sickly scent. The smell of lilies will haunt your dreams. You will never like flowers ever again. Sigh deeply into your black-edged handkerchief. It is not from sadness or deep grief. It is from the exhaustion of the acting. You are playing the role of tragic mourner. The neighbours are watching your window closely. They check if your curtains are drawn tight, if a sliver of light escapes out. They will gossip about your lack of respect. Pull the heavy velvet drapes tighter shut. Sit in the artificial darkness of the day. Your husband comes home early from the office. He looks at the black fabric piles. He nods his head in solemn approval. He gives you money for the funeral costs. He does not ask how you're feeling. Feelings are messy and best kept hidden inside. Dinner is served on the plain china tonight. The fancy silver is locked away in chest. Mourning means living a simpler and duller life. Eat your soup in the dim candlelight. The shadows on the wall look like ghosts. You wonder who will mourn for you one day. Will they buy the expensive black bombazine fabric? Will they count the cost of the cake? Death is just another business transaction in London. All this stress makes you feel quite ill. You feel a fever coming on right now. Victorian health is a very fragile thing indeed. Lie down on the sofa with a groan. Your head spins like a child's wooden top. Ring the bell for the maid immediately. Ask for the bottle of laudanum drops. It is a common medicine for all ladies. It sits on the bedside table, always ready. It contains opium and alcohol mixed together. It cures everything from nerves to coughs. Pour a few dark drops on a spoon. Swallow the bitter liquid down your dry throat. Wait for the warm, fuzzy feeling inside. The pain floats away in a grey cloud. Your mind becomes very slow and very soft. This is the Victorian mother's little helper. You stare at the ceiling for hours today. The pattern on plaster starts to move around. It swirls around in a strange slow dance. You are high on legal narcotics right now. No wonder you are so very calm always. The doctor arrives to check on your health. He wears a long black coat and hat. He smells of pipe tobacco and peppermint candy. He feels your pulse with his cold fingers. He looks at his pocket watch very seriously. He shakes his head with a grave face. He asks about your monthly female cycles. He asks if you read too many novels. Reading causes blood to rush to the brain. That is his expert medical opinion today. He diagnoses you with a case of hysteria. This basically means you have human emotions. He prescribes bed rest and more silence. Just what you need is even more silence. He tells your husband you are very delicate. You must not be excited or upset ever. You're a fragile flower in a storm. Your husband nods and pays the doctor's fee. You are sent to bed for a week. The bedroom becomes your entire world now. The maid brings you gruel to eat daily. Gruel is a thin, watery oatmeal soup. It tastes like wet paper and sadness. Eat the gruel with a silver spoon. Watch the rain hit the window pane. You're too weak to sew or read. You just lie there and exist quietly. The opium makes the days blur together. Is it Tuesday or is it Friday? It does not matter what day it is. Time has no meaning in the sick room. You hear the life of the house outside. Footsteps pass your door in the hallway. Laughter from the kitchen far below you. You are excluded from the world of living. Sometimes you hallucinate a little bit. You see a figure in the corner. It is just your dress on a chair. But it looks like a woman watching. Maybe it is the ghost of the aunt, checking if you are mourning her correctly. Close your eyes and drift into sleep. Sleep is the only escape from boredom. Your dreams are vivid and full of colour. You dream of flying over London City, far away from the soot and the fog. But then you wake up in bed again. The fire has gone out in the grate. The room is cold and dark and silent. Reach for the bottle of drops again. Just a little more to help you sleep. To help you forget the grey walls. Addiction is a quiet secret in this house. The days blur into one long week. Sunday arrives with a heavy grey thud. It is the Lord's day of rest. Rest means you can do absolutely nothing. No sewing or reading novels is allowed. No playing the piano or singing songs. Even the children must not play toys. The house is silent like a tomb. Put on your stiffest Sunday silk dress. It rustles loudly as you walk downstairs. Your husband is wearing his best suit. He holds a large black Bible book. Walk to the cold stone church nearby. The bells ring out across the city. They sound like a warning to sinners. Enter the large, dark Gothic church doors. The air inside is cold and damp. Smells of incense and old stone. Sit in the hard wooden pew box. The wood is polished but very uncomfortable. Kneel down on the thin prayer cushion. Your knees hurt against the hard floor. Listen to the vicar preach for hours. He stands high up in the pulpit. He talks about hell and fire eternal. He talks about the sins of women. Eve ate the apple and doomed everyone. You look at the stained glass window. Coloured light falls on the dusty floor. Blue and red and gold light beams. It is the only colour in life. Try to stay awake during the sermon. Falling asleep is a social disaster here. Pinch the back of your hand hard. The pain keeps you focused on God. Finally, the service ends with a hymn. Stand up and open the hymn book. Sing the slow, sad song very quietly. Your voice is thin in the large space. Walk back home in the silent street. The shops are all closed for Sunday. The streets are empty of the carts. London feels like a deserted ghost town. Sunday lunch is cold meat and prayer. Cooking is not allowed on the Sabbath. Eat the cold beef and cold potatoes. The food sticks in your dry throat. The afternoon stretches out forever and ever. You cannot even write a letter today. Just sit and think about your sins. You have no sins to think about. Your life is too boring for sin. Maybe boredom is your biggest sin here. Read a religious tract or a sermon. The words are dry and very moral. They tell you to be obedient always, to serve your husband and your home. The children sit quietly on the rug. They look at a book of Bible pictures. They look as bored as you feel. The clock ticks louder on Sundays. Every second feels like an entire hour. You watch the dust motes float by. You wish for Monday to come soon. Monday means laundry and noise and work. Anything is better than this holy silence. Tea is served late in the afternoon. It is the only break in monotony. Sip the tea and look at husband. He is asleep in his armchair now. His mouth is open slightly in sleep. The Bible has fallen on the floor. You smile a little secret smile. Even the master cannot handle the boredom. Pick up the Bible and place it. Place it on the table gently. Walk to the window to watch dusk. The sun sets on another holy day. You have survived another Victorian Sunday. It is a test of endurance and patience. You pass the test with silent grace. The seasons change slowly outside the window. Winter turns into a wet grey spring. The London fog lifts just a little bit. You can see the trees in the park. They have tiny green buds on the branches. It is a sign of life returning back. But inside the house nothing really changes. The routine is made of iron and stone. Today is the day of the dinner party. It is the most stressful event of year. You must host 12 people for a meal. Everything must be perfect or you will fail. Start the preparations very early in the morning. The house must be clean from top to bottom. Servants scrub the front steps with white stone. The stone must look bright like new chalk. Check the flowers arranged in the crystal vases. You chose hothouse roses and white lilies. They smell expensive and very sweet and heavy. Place the vases on the mantelpiece and tables. Check the dining room table for the 10th time. The tablecloth is damask linen from Ireland. It has a pattern of white on white. It must not have a single wrinkle anywhere. Smooth it down with your hand gently. Place the silver candlesticks in a straight row. Measure the distance with a wooden ruler. They must be exactly 6 inches apart. Precision is the sign of a good hostess. Fold the napkins into complex fancy shapes. Make them look like a bishop's tall hat, or maybe like a water lily flower. Starch makes the linen very stiff indeed. It scratches your fingers as you fold. Write the name cards for the guests. Calligraphy must be elegant and very swirly. Place the cards on the distinct plates. Lord Henry sits on your right side. Lady Henry sits on your husband's right. The hierarchy is more complex than chess. One mistake could cause a social scandal. Check the menu card one last time. The soup is a white soup of veal. The fish is turbot with lobster sauce. The main is saddle of mutton roast. It is a heavy menu for heavy men. Go to the kitchen to warn the cook. She is red-faced from the hot oven. The kitchen is a furnace of heat. Copper pans bang and clatter very loud. Steam rises from the giant stock pots. It smells of boiling bones and grease. Escape the heat and run upstairs quickly. You must start your own toilette now. The bath is prepared in your room, scented with oils to calm your nerves. Soak in the warm water for minutes. Wash away the smell of the kitchen. Scrub your skin until it is pink. Dry off and stand before the mirror. Tonight requires the tightest corset of all. It is a new silk corset from Paris. It is designed to make you breathless. Hold on to the bedpost for support. The maid pulls the laces with force. Your waist shrinks down to 20 inches. You feel your ribs bending in slightly. It is a sharp pain in the side, but beauty is pain in this century. Put on the silk stockings with embroidery. Put on the satin slippers for indoors. They have paper-thin soles for dancing. The dress is a masterpiece of engineering. It is blue silk with black lace. It has a train 3 feet long, Step into the skirt carefully and slowly. The fabric is heavy like a curtain. Hook the bodice up to your chin. It is tight across the shoulders and chest. You can only take very shallow breaths. Your heart beats fast against the ribs. Put on your best jewellery set tonight. Diamonds sparkle in the gaslight glow. They are cold and heavy on skin. Put on the long white kid gloves. Button them all the way to elbow. You're now encased in your armour. You're ready for the battle ahead. Go down to the drawing room alone. Light the candles on the piano top. Check the fire in the marble grate. It must be blazing but not smoking. Wait for the sound of the wheels. Carriages will arrive in 10 minutes. Stand very still in the centre room. Practice your smile in the large mirror. It must look natural and very welcoming, even though you are terrified inside. The doorbell rings its loud brass alarm. The first guest has arrived at last. Take a deep breath and begin acting. The performance of the perfect wife starts. Welcome them with a graceful slight bow. Do not shake hands, it is vulgar. Just nod your head and smile politely. They enter the room with rustling silk. The room fills up with expensive perfume and the smell of mothballs and damp. Make small talk about the weather again. It is the only safe topic allowed. Wait for everyone to arrive in time. The room gets hotter with every person. The gaslights burn up the air. Use your fan to cool your face. The fan is made of painted ivory. Flutter it gently near your neck. It is a secret code of signals. Fast fluttering means you're excited. Slow fluttering means you are bored. You flutter it very slowly right now. The gong sounds for the dinner service. It is a relief to stop talking. Take the arm of Lord Henry. Walk into the dining room in procession. The table looks like a jewellery box. Crystal glasses sparkle in the candlelight. Silver cutlery shines on the white cloth. Sit down carefully in your assigned chair. Your skirt takes up all the space. Adjust the napkin on your silk lap. The soup is served by the footmen. They move silently like ghosts in background. Eat the white soup very quietly. Do not clink the spoon on side. Listen to the dull hum of talk. Lord Henry talks about his hunting dogs. He describes fox hunting in great detail. You nod and smile at appropriate times. You do not care about fox hunting. You care about the fish sauce. Is it too salty or too cold? Watch your husband at the other end. He looks red-faced and very happy. He's drinking the wine too fast. Signal the servants with a small look. They refill the glasses instantly and silently. The dinner lasts for 2 long hours. Course after course of heavy rich food. You feel your corset getting tighter. You want to unbutton your dress, but you sit straight like a statue, ignoring the pain in your back. Finally, the dessert is placed down. Jellies and creams and hothouse fruits. They wobble on the crystal plates. Eat a spoonful of sweet yellow cream. It tastes of sugar and vanilla bean. Look at the clock on the wall. It is time for the ladies to leave. Catch the eye of the highest lady. Nod your head and stand up slowly. All the women stand up with you. Leave the men to their port wine. Walk out of the room in line. The skirts rustle like a sea wave. Return to the drawing room again. Now the real boredom truly begins. You must talk to the wives now. They judge your dress and your hair. They judge the quality of your tea. You judge them back in your mind. Play the piano for them gently, a song about a lost rose. It is sentimental and very sad. They sigh and clap their gloved hands. You wish everyone would go home. You're exhausted to your very bones. The last carriage finally rolls away. The sound fades into the dark street. The front door is locked and bolted. The heavy iron bar slides into the place. You are locked inside for the night. The house feels very large and empty. The silence rushes back into the rooms. It rings in your ears like bells. Your husband has gone to his study. He is asleep in his leather chair. The servants are blowing out the candles. Smoke trails drift up to the ceiling. The smell of snuffed wax is strong. It smells like the end of a party. Walk up the stairs one last time. Your legs feel like heavy lead weights. Your feet burn in the satin shoes. Reaching the bedroom is a pure victory. The fire is burned down to ash. The room is cooling down very fast. Ring the bell for the tired maid. She looks asleep on her feet. She unhooks the dress with clumsy fingers. The silk falls to the floor heavily. Step out of the blue pool. The corset is loosened at last. The rush of air is dizzying. You gasp as your lungs expand. Rub the red marks on your waist. They are deep and angry looking. Put on the nightgown of white cotton. It is simple and clean and loose. Sit at the vanity table mirror. Look at your face in the glass. You look older than this morning. The powder has settled in fine lines. Wipe the face clean with a cloth. The mask of the hostess is gone. You are just a woman again. Brush your hair out for the night. The repetitive motion is very soothing. Your mind begins to slow down. The adrenaline of the party fades, leaving only a deep, hollow exhaustion. Climb into the high, cold bed. Pull the covers up to your chin. Shiver until the warmth comes back. Stare at the dark canopy above. You cannot sleep despite the tiredness. Your mind is racing with the details. Did the mutton taste a bit dry? Did the flowers look a bit wilted? Did Lord Henry enjoy the conversation? Anxiety is your constant bed companion. Listen to the house settle down. The wood creaks as it cools. The wind rattles the window frame. It is a stormy night in London. Rain lashes against the glass pane. It sounds like gravel being thrown. Imagine the streets outside right now, empty and dark and wet and cold. Only the stray dogs are outside, and the poor people with no homes. You are lucky to have this bed. You remind yourself to be grateful, but gratitude feels heavy like a stone. You feel trapped in the velvet life. Is this all there is for you? Planning dinners and folding napkins until you are old and grey? The thought is terrifying and boring. Turn over on your side restless. The pillow feels too hard tonight. The feathers poke through the linen case. Count the chiming of the clock. 1 o'clock in the morning now. 2 o'clock in the morning now. Insomnia is the curse of the idle. Your body is not tired from work. Only your mind is tired from worry. Get up and walk to the window. Open the curtain just a crack. Look out at the sleeping city. Gas lamps flicker in the wind. Shadows dance on the wet pavement. You see a policeman walking his beat. He swings his lantern back and forth. He is free to walk the streets. You envy him his freedom outside. Close the curtain and go back. Lie down and close your eyes tight. Force your breathing to be slow. Inhale for 4 counts slowly. Hold the breath for 4 counts. Exhale for 4 counts slowly. Repeat this breathing box pattern. It is a trick to calm hysteria. Your heart rate begins to slow. The storm outside begins to fade. The rain turns into a soft drizzle. The rhythm creates a white noise. It is hypnotic and very dull. Your thoughts begin to fragment. Images of napkins and spoons float, floating in a dark grey sea. You are drifting on a boat made of silver spoons, sailing on a sea of tea. The image makes no sense. That means sleep is coming near. Let the darkness take you over. Sink into the mattress deep. Forget the dinner and the guests. Forget the corset and the shoes. Forget the rules of the society. Just be a breathing body now, existing in the dark and quiet, safe and warm and asleep. The night watches over you. The sun rises on another day. But this is the final part. We have watched you live your life from the morning cold to night, through the boredom and the duties, through the meals and the dressing. It is a cycle that never ends. Monday follows Sunday forever. Spring follows winter every year. You wake up in the same bed. You see the same crack in ceiling. You feel the same cold floor. But today let us zoom out. Float above the house and street. See the rows of brick houses. Every house has a woman inside, just like you in every way, wearing a corset and a dress, staring out the window at rain, waiting for the husband to return. You are part of a vast army, an army of silent waiting women. The angel in the house army. It is a lonely sort of company, but there is beauty in it. In the quiet moments of peace, in the stitching of a flower, in the taste of hot tea, in the warmth of the fire. You find small joys in routine, and you are the keeper of the home. Without you the house is cold, without you the silver is black, without you the dinner is late. You are the engine of civilization, or so they tell you to believe. So you get up and start again. Wash your face in the icy water. Put on the stockings and the shoes. Let the maid tighten the laces. Feel the armour hug your ribs. Prepare your face for the world. A mask of calm and gentle peace. Go down the stairs one by one, your hand on the wooden rail. Smell the coal smoke and the toast. The sensory details of your life, they anchor you to this reality. Sit at the table and pour tea. Watch the steam rise and curl. It looks like a spirit rising. Maybe it is your spirit rising, dreaming of a different future time, a time where women can run, where they can wear loose pants, where they can vote and speak, where they can work and learn. But that is a faraway dream, for now you're here, in 1850 London town, and that's okay for now. You've done your duty well. You've survived the boredom. You've survived the silence. You are strong in a quiet way, like a diamond hidden in coal. Now looking at you, my friend, the viewer watching this screen, you are not in the Victorian age. You have a soft bed. You have a warm room. You have freedom to choose. Take a deep breath for her. Breathe in the air she could not. Expand your ribs fully out. Feel the comfort of your clothes. Feel the softness of your sheets. Be valid for your own comfort. We leave the Victorian lady now. She is sitting by the window, stitching a blue bird on cloth. She looks up and smiles vaguely, as if she sees you watching. Across the ocean of time, she is safe in her loop, doing what Victorian women did, which is mostly waiting and being, and enduring the long, slow day. Now it is time for you to close your own heavy eyes. The history lesson is over. The boredom has done its work. Your mind is calm and empty. The fog of London covers all. It covers the house and street. It covers the lady and you. Everything fades to grey mist. Silence wraps around you now. A warm and heavy blanket. Sleep is waiting for you here. Accept the rest you deserve. Good night to the past times. Good night to the present time. Good night to the Victorian lady. Good night, my tired friend. Sleep well and dream deep. The cycle is paused for now. Drift away into the dark. Good night.